Thankfully, I'm free. I'm free. I was free right on time because I graduated right before all this. Well, not right before, but like during the beginning of this whole mess. So I got to
During the
escape from
first
it.
hit, yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
that's
So
understandable. So, thank you for coming. Thank you for being with us for this first podcast ever. This is a test for most people, just to see how it engages with the community and everything. But I just wanted to come up with a couple different topics that could lure people in. So I wanted to talk about dance, obviously, since this is a dance club. Um,
word.
I was really hoping if you could give us like your insight on like how you keep up with dance nowadays.
How I keep up with dance. Let's see. Um. Well, of course, I'd say social media is like the biggest thing. Especially Instagram. I think is the one place I probably use the most, and
True.
that's where I
Yeah.
stumble upon a lot of like dance videos, dance groups, and on my explore page. Um, I don't necessarily follow too many choreographers. I do follow quite a bit, but I don't exactly like maybe actively look for like videos and stuff.
Yeah.
Um, but that's how I think I keep up with dance, and of course through there you also see like how the community's doing for the most part as a big like group and everybody's thoughts and everybody's opinions on dance. So that's probably where I keep like up to date. I think.
Of course. Yeah. Uh, actually, like come to think of it, it's been very hard for me personally just to like keep up with dance. I think mostly because I did get a new job recently, and that's been going pretty good. I you know, I I have a lot of schoolwork to follow up with, and it's become quite impactful. Not to mention, gaming with my friends as like a mental break for myself. And so there's a lot of factors that come into it, and sometimes like I just don't have time to dance, right? But
Mm-hmm.
I think one of the main obstacles I had to go up against was uh I got tendonitis in my right shoulder recently, and that
Oh my gosh.
that yeah, for real. It actually like it hurt me a lot when I would try to dance, and it put a lot of strain on my body, especially my shoulder. And so dancing just like didn't seem like a perfect fit to me anymore. It seemed like no, it's not arthritis, Paulo. It was tendonitis, so like the inflammation of my tendon. Um, I don't know if it's the same thing, honestly, but that's what the doctors told me, and like it just inhibited me from actually dancing consistently. And so watching Core come back, and then UAH, who is also University of Alberta OSD Open Styles Dance, with them coming back, it became really hard to like find a way to bring back MUDC,
Mm-hmm.
And so after Core started up their intensive, and one of our exec members, Vidi, and I believe Carell, I could be wrong, I haven't been able to keep up, but after knowing that Vidi took it became one of those things where I needed to dance. And dancing really calms me down at a lot of the time, primarily because, it's been a part of my life for ever since I was little, all the way up until now. And just because I have this medical condition, I don't want it to stop me, right?
Mm-hmm.
And
Yeah,
it,
word.
and it became super apparent to me that, like, no matter what style of dance it is, whether it be hip hop, K-pop, uh, freestyle, I don't know, it I had to do it. Dance was just like always part of me, and it it with COVID and everything, it's just like it almost felt like the whole world was crashing. But thankfully, because of like the people around me, the community around, it didn't. Like, dance is still out here, and we're trying to
Right.
revive it as much as we can.
Mm-hmm.
And with that, I actually want to talk about you and your recent, or I guess not too recent, posting of When We Disco on our YouTube channel. Let us know your experience with that.
Well, um, gosh, yeah. Okay, so like when we disco, goodness, I think that's probably one of the most probably one of my proudest achievements. I think as like dancer. Although of course, it's just a dance cover, and people are probably like, well, it is an original choreography, things like that. I think the work that goes into it, regardless, is like pretty big, and I think that just like experiencing doing a whole dance cover and being in charge of one and like actually being the creative, I guess, head in for it, was like a really good experience for me. It was great, and of course the people that were dancing it were all so chill. They were all so down for everything, and that really helps because they're like they were all very supportive, right?
Yeah.
And I'm a part of my other family, Apricity, and they do dance covers as well, right? But I never necessarily like was in charge of any of the projects that they did. Maybe I give some opinions here and there, but usually it's like somebody else that's in charge of um, of the creative vision of each cover, right? I'm not
Yeah.
usually the one that does that. So being in charge of this one, I think I was just like completely so excited for the song, and like I just wanted to do it so badly, right? So thank goodness we were able to do it before everything closed down again in Edmonton, and like I was very happy that we got round two, which is such a beautiful like restaurant, and it was like perfect for this dance cover. It was amazing. Shout out to Sam Lee and the Hamden family and all them. Like it was really great experience. Like everything fell into place, which was really awesome. The dance practices were all great. We progressed super fast. We only had like 3 practices, but it turned out so well, right? And it was just like everybody's willingness to just have fun, I guess, and just be a part of something, because of course it was during COVID too, right? So like
Yeah.
everybody was kind of looking for something to distract themselves and have fun with. So I guess the dance cover, which is a really good experience for that, and I think it really paid off because it unexpectedly like gained quite a bit of traction, and like it's like almost at 40K views, which is pretty crazy. I never really expected that.
I was
This
just
is my
about to
first dance
say,
cover.
like, congratulations, because I just checked right now. It's around like 39,000 views, especially for like just a regular cover. Like that's insane. Like you did
Yeah, like
really well.
yeah, thank you. Honestly, like it was super awesome to see that, like that turnout. And of course, it's not really there for the views. I was mostly wanting to put something like funny out there just to cheer people up, right? And just kind of like have fun with it, because it's like a little story that's super cheesy and like all over the place, but it's really funny. And a lot of Koreans, actually, it's all Korean comments on the video, which is crazy. Like somehow we managed to reach that audience, which is really really cool. And like um when you translate all the comments, it's just hilarious. They're all like, "Oh, this is so good. Oh, this, look at them dancing." Oh. But yeah, so it was a really, really good experience. And unfortunately, right after, a few weeks after we did When We Disco, well, everything got closed down again, so we couldn't really come together to dance anymore. But hopefully, if things open up again, we can have another like video like this. So
Word,
shall
word.
see.
Kaon614, thank you for following. Same as well as Ace T. Subscribe to Ace T, y'all. Thank you very much for following. Everybody that's in right now, thank you so much for watching. We really appreciate it. But yeah, if you guys haven't seen the When We Disco cover by Sergio and Vidi, it is on our YouTube channel, which is at the bottom of the screen at the moment, youtube.com/MUDC. It is amazing. Ace T is also in it. But yeah, Carl, thank you very much for watching. I love to see you guys being active in the chat. Please keep talk amongst each other, ask us
Yeah,
questions.
that's big. Whoa.
Yeah,
Shout out to everyone.
honestly, like it's really nice to see like you come together with like and making covers, honestly, because like I just recently, I guess last year, maybe a year before that, came into the whole K-pop scene, and like to be completely honest, I did not like it. I was dreading K-pop before even reaching MUDC. I know that probably hurts your heart. That probably like stings in your core. But but yeah, it's crazy to think that like my cousin, she was super into K-pop, and she got me into DBSK, who is also TVXQ, I believe their new name is.
Yep.
And like after hearing that, I was only like really into like Wedding Dress or Neurotic and stuff like that. Like the really mainstream K-pop, and so I didn't really get into it. And then I swear I remember it's like the first day of MUDC. It was 2 years ago, and I was in the general meeting, and then a day later I'm walking in the halls and I see you, and I'm like, oh hey, it's Serge, you know, one of the members of MUDC. Like, no cap, this man comes to me and says, you are taking the first class, right? And I'm like, I don't know, like, possibly, I'm not sure. And then like you literally like found me every day after that, and you grinded it into me. You were like, you're joining, right? Like, you're coming to class, right? But I have to apologize because I did not take a single K-pop class in my first year of MUDC. Like,
I remember Cam. I'm just kidding. Jokes.
yeah, and then what really like got to me though is like your persistence really like saved me, because my first year of university was hell. Like, I don't know if anybody can relate, but like handling all those classes, having midterms and finals that mean so much to your grade, it honestly, like, it gets to your mind, right? And it sucks that the first years of this year don't really have MUDC as an outlet at the moment because of COVID, because of the restrictions. And I really hope you guys are all doing okay, but because you did that for me, I tried to do the exact same thing this year. Like, no matter what, I would try and get people to join MUDC at Dance Code, or even last year when I was only social media, I would try and find any first years to come join. But this is really what I mean about the community and how impactful it is. Because like, if it weren't for you, if it actually weren't for my brother joining core in the first place, I wouldn't have known what core was. If it weren't for a couple of my friends who was in college when I was in high school to let me know that MUDC was a thing, I probably would have stopped dancing a long time ago. And think about that, like, that's kind of insane. Like, I can't even see myself not dancing, you know?
Right, of course.
And
for sure.
Like, with the whole COVID restrictions, it's sort of like it forces you to, but at the same time it's your choice not to, or it's your choice to dance, right? Like, right here I have this open space, I can dance, I do whatever I can just to relieve some stress, I do my best, right? But obviously it's not the same feeling as being in a studio, learning classes, being with groups, right? So that's why, like, I think it's like there's a main message right now that I'm trying to say. It's literally, as soon as the restrictions end, you guys have to go and dance with your friends. Like, I know me and AJ Lee, we were already talking about, like, when restrictions lift for the outdoor, we're gonna find a parking lot, we're gonna bring a speaker, and we're gonna have a freestyle session. And anybody's welcome to come, honestly. Like, anybody who's not afraid to dance, please come out. That'll be awesome. Like, there's no point in not dancing at this time, because if you can dance at home, you'll be ready to dance in the studio. Once you're ready to dance in the studio, you're ready to perform. And we are planning a virtual showcase. Okay, I want that. I want you guys to know that, like, if you are dancing, you will not be rusty for this virtual showcase, which will be on Twitch as well. Right?
Yes, get it, Cam. Positivity, bro.
Yeah.
Oh, which, by the way, a big shout out to Mina, John, Trish, Colin.
Yes.
In the one we just did video. Got to
Yes.
shout out to them.
All those members in your video did amazing. Like, you don't even call them backup dancers because they stole the show as well. Okay? Like, if you guys haven't seen it, you have to go see it on our YouTube. It's amazing. But yeah. Thank you, Gabe, for following as well. We appreciate you, coming out. But now, Sergio, I actually wanted to talk to you about COVID itself, and like how you've been impacted, what you've been impacted, what you've been doing. Like, I know you've been working a lot, but you could tell us more about that, how your work life is going. Like, just give us a know.
Well, oh man, I actually, of course, like everybody else, I freaking hate COVID. Hate COVID with a passion. Being kind here. It's honestly ruined a lot of things. It ruined my graduation, ruined my convocation, my ceremony, being able to be with friends, people, all my other colleagues in university that I also took a lot of classes with. wasn't able to actually stand on that stage. Of course, it's just, I know, a diploma, but it's always really impactful to actually go up there and receive that diploma, right? So COVID did a lot of things. It also hit my last few months as a president of MUDC of the year 2019 to 2020, which is very, very sad. We had a lot of things planned. We had performances, and we had United. We had a lot of things going on, which is very, very sad. So COVID has definitely ruined a lot of things, but I think for me, I've always tried to stay as positive as possible, always trying to find the opportunities wherever, because I think it's really important that people try to, um, you know, like try to improve themselves or try to always, take care of themselves during this time. Don't like not to be so hard on themselves just because, maybe they can't do some things when maybe they can find, other ways to stay there, right? Like, for example, for me, for dance, I started a dance account on Instagram where like I post my videos like of just, well, for now, K-pop, and like I just post whatever I want there, and that's just like a super awesome place where I can just express myself and just kind of post whatever I want.
Yeah.
And that keeps me motivated for myself. I'm like, oh cool, like I can post this dance and people like it, people don't care, like whatever, like they can watch it. And it's also just to have a place where I can express my creativity of dance. And
Yeah.
yeah, I feel like that's kind of my mentality for COVID, and I hope other people also stay very positive and still stay positive, even though it's been going on for a year. Hope people always find a way to be happy during this time. And yeah, I mean, work for me has gone very well. There was a lot of opportunities that came into place during quarantine. I was able to basically score a very good relationship with. Well, I work at Starbucks, for everybody that doesn't know.
Let's go
I work at
Starbucks. Yeah.
Word. I've been working there for 8.5 years now. So I started when I was 16, in a long time. And I was able to build a good relationship with one of the stores. And through that store, I was able to kind of build a lot of my current, like, I guess, like reputation and as a worker and as a Starbucks like partner. So I'm currently in the process of getting promoted to an assistant manager, which is really, really awesome.
Okay.
And I'm very
Okay.
happy because, right now it's a very tough time for a lot of people, and like I know jobs are pretty hard to come by and opportunities. So I'm very, very happy, very grateful that I can have that opportunity right now. So
Word.
I guess quarantine and COVID have been a little bit hard, but at the same time, I've learned a lot of things, and I've learned to kind of work for myself a little bit and stay, taking care of myself and staying active for myself. So yeah, no, it's been okay, and so far, yeah, just been working a lot, making that money, paying off the loans.
Yeah,
Freaking loans.
definitely.
And yeah, no, that's kind of where I'm at right now.
That's awesome, dude.
Yeah.
Honestly, I'm super sorry that you had to miss your convocation and like going up on the stage. Like that definitely is a sucky situation. But I'm glad that you found like ways to like overcome that sadness and like look for other opportunities, especially with work, because yeah, student loans are definitely hitting as soon as you finish. So anybody on student loans, please do your best to pay those off, because we don't want you guys in any financial situations where it's not that good. But
Yo,
yeah.
I hate it because like sometimes I just like check my bank account. I'm like, where did like $200 go? And then I check it. Oh, it's freaking loans.
Yeah, they will steal your money for real. Like I guess
Yeah,
like
word,
technically we
word.
stole their money first, but come on, it's for school, it's for us, like it's just, I mean, when COVID first hit, Trudeau didn't mind giving out about $2,000 to everybody. I mean there are some consequences with it, but now we asked, they took. Yeah, that's true. Um, but yeah, bringing it back to your Instagram dance account. Not only should all of you guys go out and follow Sergio to watch his amazing dancing and covers, I do want to put out a special announcement for all of you guys. It's if you guys have any dance videos, any singing videos, any entertainment things that you think would be in relation to MUDC, please let us know. Email us at the email below, and then we can post it on our YouTube for you guys to put out on a platform. If you're too afraid to start up your own YouTube account, do not worry. We're here for you guys. This is actually an idea that Sergio had, is that we really want to take seriously that MUDC is for the people and for the students, by the students type of thing. And so we would really love it if you guys submitted any videos, singing covers, all of that, and then we can post it on our YouTube. Hopefully you guys can get a couple of views, maybe some like partnerships, that type of thing. But other than that, please, by all means, guys, send us your videos. Follow Sergio on his main account and his dance account if you want to say what that is, Sergio, right now.
Yes, so for the dance account, it's called Surgeonator Bailando. I don't know. That means dancing in Spanish. I know, very cheesy. But yeah, Surgeonator Bailando. And then for my main, it's just Mr. Surgeonator. Super cheesy. Oh, yeah. You know.
Yeah, Serge has always been a surgeonator. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
He electrifies a room with his surgeness.
Oh, yeah. Our
I'm
surge.
sorry.
Oh, yeah, that's...
Yeah. It's actually weird because a couple of years ago, back when I was in high school, I had a dance account. And I was posting every day, sometimes 3 times a day. And like, I think that was a time when I shouldn't have been dancing. The reason I say that is because like, the moment you start dancing for clout or, you know, for the attention of others, that's when you're not dancing at your best. Feel me?
Mm-hmm.
Like, at that time, all I cared about was how many people watched my video, how many people replayed the video, how many people shared the video, and it honestly put so much more stress on me than it needed to. Like, that, I think that's why I don't have a dance account right now, is because I don't want to get back into that mindset of, oh, who's watching it? Like, are they liking it? Should I push out more of the same content? Like, no. Like, right now, I'm dancing because I love to dance. Because freestyling, to me, is my expression, right? And so, if anybody out there is gonna make a dance account, I really hope that you guys have your best interests at heart. You know, don't look too far into the popularity or what you can get from it. Just know that it's for you primarily, and dance will always be there for you. And you just, you know, don't stress about it. Dance is supposed to be fun. Dance is supposed to be something that you can rely on, right? So do what you can, but don't overdo yourself just because you think you're not doing enough. And
definitely.
I learned that the hard way this year specifically, but
Mm-hmm.
like Carl in the chat right now. Carl, you are such an amazing dancer. Your growth over the past couple years is insane. When I saw you at the club, the core, what was it? The program that we did in the summer. Sorry, I can't remember what it's called. But Carl, you showed up, like you were amazing, and you're still doing amazing. It blows my mind at how well somebody can grow, right? So just keep doing what
Let's
you're
go,
doing,
Carl. Woo, woo. Heck yeah.
Yeah. So Serge, do you have anything else planned for after COVID?
Yeah, there's this song I really want to do, and yeah, you know, I have it in my plans, but yeah, you know, I'm just waiting for the place and the practice times and stuff. So we shall see.
Yep.
I think you'd like the song. Tony. I think you would really like that song. Like 90s inspired. Crop tops.
Yeah.
Like
crop tops? No, I don't know. I don't think I could rock a crop top. Maybe you could. You're very fit, or so I've heard. You know. But yeah, I think that's another thing I want to get into right now is merch. Ladies and gentlemen, our merch. Sadly, with restrictions, we were not able to get it going. However, if you guys have any suggestions for, you know, what we should put on our merch, let us know. Sergio, if you have any input about the merch, your experiences setting up the merch over the last year, and what people should know before they order. You know?
sure you know you want.
I was getting more so at the please like be patient type of thing, you know,
Oh, okay, got you.
right?
Yeah.
Especially like
Right on,
what
right.
Trish just said, also known as Ace T, is she sadly missed out on last year's merch because of financial issues, and like honestly, we never want that to be a problem. And so this year, if we are able to get our merch out and going, we are gonna do our absolute best to try and get merch for everybody. If it's like a hold type thing, like where we'll hold it for you until you have the money, or if we can find some way to make it cheaper, we'll do whatever we can for you guys. Honestly, like we want you guys to be repping us, and we want you guys to be comfy repping us. And like this hoodie alone, this hoodie is it's so comfortable. I can see if we have any in stock for a couple giveaways for anybody.
You, I love that hoodie so much.
But I have to get back to you guys on that. But for anybody who's watching right now, please let us know if you guys have any questions to help fill the time. We are going only for about an hour of podcast time. But yeah, if no questions, then we'll just continue on. So Serge.
I got the question, Cam.
Yeah, sure. What's your question?
Why are you so cool, Cam?
Why am I so cool? Because of MUDC. You know what I mean? Oh my goodness.
Okay.
I think I just spotted a wild Angeline follow MUDC. Angeline, an old exec for us. We miss you. Honestly, you are one of the best execs that we've ever had. Thank you so much for all your work that you did last year.
Angeline, yes,
Not to mention Desnell, who's also in the chat. Vidi, she's a returning. Sergio, yourself, thank you so much for being president last year. That was truly like a real stepping stone into learning what I should be doing this year. So I do want to apologize to all of you guys for not keeping up with finding ways to keep up MUDC with the restrictions, but we're trying our best. But yeah, Serge, why don't you just hit us with some things you noticed from last year into this year? Because you were a big part of MUDC last year, and I still come to you for help from time to time for this year. So, give us some wisdom of the presidency of MUDC.
Well, I think it's always important to know that like a family behind it, right? That ultimately you always have to depend on the team. Always got to depend on those around you. And never ever take this position and think it's a position to go on and telling people, oh my gosh, guess what, I'm president of the dance club. No, never ever do that. That's the worst thing ever. People will automatically not like you, just saying. Right?
Don't
and honestly, I think Edmonton in general has done really good with HTC and U of A, and all the dance clubs have had really really good leaders, I think, for their clubs, and that's why all the clubs have done so well. Because they got very humble people leading that, and up to now, of course, with UCAM too, you've done amazing. And I think being president was awesome. Also, it was a really good learning experience for myself, because years prior to that, I think I was an exec of MUDC, of course, but at the same time, I guess I didn't really put in as much effort as I should have when I was an exec in other positions.
Mm-hmm.
And that kind of shaped me very well. And I think that Daz taught me a lot of things as well, and what to do and how to take it very seriously. And through that, I was able to learn a lot of skills for myself, and being able to stay active and try to reach out and try to initiate and try to make sure the club is doing okay, and the team and everybody, right?
Yeah.
So I think it's always important that you take it, I guess, very seriously, because it is a very serious thing. You can add this even to your resume, and it's something that's very pretty major, I think. So yeah, I think if you ever consider being president of a club, whether it's dance or anything, yeah, just keep in mind to always to make sure that you're ready, and you can take it serious, and you can dedicate time to it, and that you have your life in a good place, so you can dedicate time to everything, including the club or whatever.
Definitely, yeah.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Well, that one of the funny things is about being president, especially after seeing last year into this year, is I've spent money. Come to think of it, I've spent money. So, the current exec team, I love you guys so much. You guys are all amazing. Vidi, Carell, Gian, Arnold, Mona, Matthew. You guys are one of like the best teams I've ever been a part of, and I've been a part of a lot. I've been part of you know, Archbishop McDonald's dance team along with last year's exec team. But you guys, I will always care for. You guys are always like amazing to me, and I treated them out to dinner. And Sergio, you were actually there for that day. We were trying to get out. We were trying to make some content on TikTok. Don't forget to follow our TikTok. But yeah, so that day, we had this joke going around saying like, "Oh yeah, Cam's gonna treat. We have receipts. Cam's gonna treat." And I was like, I highly doubt I'm gonna be dropping, you know, like $60 on a dinner for everybody. But you know, it's all good. And so I did. Like there was nothing wrong with that. Angeline, I will treat you. Don't worry, I got you. But I did eventually, and the funny thing is I got food poisoning that day. No, I'm kidding. But it was actually it was.
I'm about to say, what the heck?
I did not get food poisoning that day. I got food poisoning the week after, and that is a fact. It's So what happened was when we were all eating, Carell got oh my goodness, what is she? I think it was like an omelet or something. If any of the exec members are in the chat, let me know. But she got this like really like stinky smelling food, right? Oh, a crepe. Yes, thank you, Vidi. She got a crepe, and it smelled weird. And so she was like, she didn't want to eat it, and I was like, okay, let me test it to see if it's good. So I took a bite, and I was like, yeah, that's not good at all. And so I paid for the food. We do our TikToks. We go home, so on and so forth. And so I'm going to work, and I work early mornings around like 8 a.m. But I leave the house at 6, grab some breakfast around 7, and I always go to Tim Hortons. Oh my goodness, I really hope I don't get sued for this story. But so I got the farmer's wrap from Tim Hortons with an ice cap and everything. And so I got to work. I sit in the lunchroom and I'm eating my breakfast. And I look down at my egg and I'm like, what is this? And it's literally like green on the egg. And I was like, it's moldy. But I was so hungry, like I didn't notice until now, right? Like I kid you not, 2 seconds later, I am sick to my stomach. Like I go straight to the washroom and I'm ready to puke, and my coworker comes in and he goes, "Cam, are you okay?" I'm like, "No." And then I show him my food because I brought it to the washroom for some reason. Don't question me, but I show him the egg and he's like, "Oh yeah, you're gonna get food poisoning." I'm like, "What the heck?" I'm like, why is this a continuous topic in my life right now? Like it's been like what, a week, and I'm gonna get food poisoning? And so I go to my supervisor. I tell him, "Hey, I'm not feeling good. Look at what I ate." He's like, "Okay, go home. Don't worry about it." And obviously, I let the team know about what was going on and that it's not COVID, but I am sick. And so the joke of me getting food poisoning is a thing now. Like that's why I'm kind of afraid to buy food for people, is because what if I'm the one who just ends up getting food poisoning for treating people, you know? But like, I guess moral of the story is I'll never be afraid to treat, you know, my team. Don't record this or clip it, please. I'm kind of short on money at the moment, but I will treat you at some point. Angeline, Desnell, I'll treat you. HT, I said don't clip it. You are gonna get me in a lot of trouble. But yeah, Sergio, my question is.
Okay, everyone, let's clip. Just kidding.
Oh, you want to clip it, huh? Okay, how about we clip this, Sergio?
Yeah.
How come you never treated us?
What are you talking about? What do you mean?
What do you mean? Yeah, I guess. No, honestly, you were an amazing president. It was actually so fun being like one of your exec members, because like, oh, Vidi's asking where her Starbucks is for one thing, Serge. Where is it?
I'm pretty sure I got it like a few weeks ago, but I don't know what you're talking about.
There you go.
You
There's
call
your
me out
answer.
for, huh? I'm just kidding.
If you follow right now at this moment, Sergio will get you a free drink from Starbucks. Um, let me see those follows. Bring it in.
Get in trouble. Let's go.
Shout out to Starbucks.
Mm.
But yeah, honestly, you're an amazing president. I learned a lot from you, primarily about like how to handle like SAMU students and everything else. And shout out to Desnell for teaching me graphic design. Oh no. Angeline says Serge has probably given me a lot a lot of free Starbucks drinks. Salamat lang, bruh. I think I've only gotten like 2 free drinks from you, man.
Hey, man.
This is a little
You
unfair.
never visit me, Cam. That's why. You never visit me.
Okay,
Come
well, South Side versus North Side, and the winter's kind of sucky right now. Okay. Terrence clipped it, so I guess I gotta buy my exec team more food. Don't clip that. Oh, there's Matthew. Welcome, Matthew. Everybody say hello to Matthew. He is our content designer, right, for MUDC. But yes, shout out to Daznell. She taught me everything I know, and she is doing amazing in her own life. You know, she's honestly hardworking. She's building a Lego set right now at the moment. If you want to go to her Instagram, I think she's still live, maybe not.
live.
Yeah, she was on live not too long ago, but be sure to stay tuned for her lives because Lego building is actually very, very calming, very very nice to watch. But yeah. I think Serge, what I do want to talk about the most is how you started dancing. I think because like with me, the way I started dancing was super emotional. Not to mention like historic in my life, just because like dance is my life, my entire life. But I'm really curious about you because you're an amazing dancer, not just with K-pop covers, but even learning pickup choreo in a class. Like I see you pop off, dude. Like you do amazing. So let us know how did you get into dance?
Well, thank you, fam. I appreciate that. Okay, so I got into dance through the Harry Ainley Dance Club actually when I was back in high school. So this was around 2012,
Okay.
2013. So I started dancing by doing breaking, b-boying, however you want to call it.
Oh, you started with
So
b-boy.
that's how I started. Yeah, I was a b-boy originally,
Wow.
and
Uh-uh.
the breaking community back then, yeah, the breaking community back then was really big. It was huge, and Edmonton had a really good reputation with it.
Yeah, that's true.
It
I
was
remember
very
that.
alive, very,
Yeah.
very much alive. I don't know if anybody has been to like the Churchill breaking sessions anytime in the past like few years. Like they always do that in the summer.
Yeah.
But yeah, so I started with breaking, and it was a really cool experience for sure. It's funny because actually there was this friend that I had in high school, and he told me that he was joining the dance club, and I was like, oh, okay, that sounds pretty cool.
Okay.
But then it's funny because he ended up leaving 2 months in, but I stayed. so,
Wow.
so thank you, friend.
Someone said
Yeah.
loyalty. No wonder you didn't say his
Yeah.
name.
Yeah, actually, me and him are. I don't think we're really friends anymore. But anyway,
Ooh.
it's all good. 'Cause, yeah. But yeah, so I stayed. So whatever. Thank you for that, I guess. And it was really cool because all the people that I met through there were really, really, really cool people, really funny. And I'm still friends with all those like break dancers or b-boys from back then.
Mm-hmm.
And
Yeah.
I went to a lot of like what is it called? Well, not competitions, but like
Ciphers?
yeah, there you go, ciphers. A lot of ciphers and a lot of those events, and it was really nice during those times. But eventually, I think b-boying was a little too hard for me. I had a very weak body, so I couldn't really, because when it started getting into freezes and all of that, it was too much, right? And like I think back then I was like, oh, it's too hard. So then I looked into hip hop at Harry Ainley at the time, which was taught by Clark Abelin. Sorry if
Okay.
I'm butchering your name now.
Okay, yeah.
And he was so cool. He was awesome, and it was like really inspiring to watch him dance at the time. And yeah, through him, I got into hip hop and I got into the urban urban styles, which is really cool. And yeah, I took I think advanced and beginner hip hop at Ainley during the 2013 to 2014 year, and I think I eventually fell out of b-boying pretty quickly because I
Mm.
liked um, I think choreo much more. And at the same time, I was introduced to K-pop as well at Harry Ainley, and there was a group of people that were really obsessed with K-pop at Ainley, and they kind of absorbed me into it, and I started like really listening a lot more to K-pop because I had known K-pop a little bit before, but I lived in the States for a while, for like a long time until 2010, so it wasn't really that like popular. So listening to K-pop back then would be like, oh, what is he listening to? Freaking
Yeah, I know.
freaking
I said
Florida
those
listening to
things.
K-pop 10 years ago was weird. Like you would never do that, right?
Uh,
But
quick
then when
in,
I really
quick interruption. Matthew said Stan Luna.
oh yeah, Stan Luna. By the way, Stan Luna, yes, Stream Star. Um, but yeah, so it was very, very interesting the way that I kind of got absorbed into K-pop during those years as well, and like there was like I guess like a brief K-pop club or kind of K-pop group that we had there that would do performances like maybe once or twice, um, but it wasn't really I think anything big. But yeah, so but before I go too far, that's how I got into dance. Ainley was definitely that stepping stone for me, and that's what introduced me to dance properly. It was really cool.
That's yeah, that's awesome, dude. Like shout out Harry Ainley.
Yeah.
They definitely have one of the best high school dance teams that I've seen.
Yes,
Uh,
definitely.
they were always, sort of a threat when it came to Mac dance team, primarily because I wasn't too big into like the whole dance community. But they do very well for themselves along with Mac dance team. Don't worry, fam. I'll always be Mac dance life forever. But yeah, I think for most people, cause like I don't know, actually I don't know if it's for most people, but I also started dancing when I was at a young age. But I think I started picking up dance more often during that 2012 year of breakdancing because there's so many people breakdancing around town.
Mm-hmm.
And I think one of the main people that I remember was my friend's cousin. His name is Keenan Valdez. I don't know if anybody knows him, but he's an amazing breaker. He's also super talented in a lot of things, but he watching him dance made me want to break. Along with one of the like a big name in like the core community is Andrew Manlapaz. Like obviously you know Andrew, but I met him at my friend's debut, which is like an 18th birthday for the Filipino culture, if anybody doesn't know. But I saw Andrew b-boying there with Keenan, and I was amazed, so I was like, okay, I need to learn how to break. I need to learn how to do these cool power moves, how to do these freezes. But I think it's the
Air
same.
flares, let's go.
It's the same as you, but I found my body too weak to do it, and so I resorted back to watching like beginner animation dancers like fiction, and then I slowly got into late twins and stuff like that. And so before, like, i I always felt like I was a kid who had ADD. I can't say for sure if I do. If you have it, I don't mean to offend or anything like that, but I definitely had a problem sitting still. And even right now, like, you guys can see me sway left and right on my chair. Dancing was a saving grace for me and my parents and my entire family because it was an outlet for me to just move, right? And I wasn't good at first. I have a lot of baby dancing videos that I will not share to the rest of the world, but I do have them.
You know, Dan, come on.
No, but I've watched them recently, and if like knowing my growth already, it just shows that dance will never leave my life because of where I began and where I've come from now. Like I'm not trying to be, like what's it called? I'm what's the word? Cocky. I don't want to be cocky and say I'm a good dancer, but most of the time people tell me like I'm pretty good, and especially with freestyling.
Bye, everyone. Cam is cocky. Oh no, I'm just kidding.
I'm not cocky. I'm not cocky. It's what people tell me, and it really brings up my mood because like I've never actually gotten real lessons And like that alone, like learning from YouTube and like being called good or great or amazing, it brings up my spirit so much that like it wants me to continue dancing. And that dance community really do keep me in the community. Um but yeah, like starting like dance from at a very early age, or even like starting out in high school, no matter where you start, as long as you start and you stay motivated to stay in it, I think anybody and everybody can become an amazing dancer. You can see it in
Hmm.
Serge, you can see it in me, you can see it in Matthew Abada, you can see it in Terrence, in Ace T, in Vidi. Like, I'm just reading off the chat, but if you're out there and you want to start dancing, don't be afraid. Do it. Like,
Word.
especially with MUDC, as like when we get classes back up, or UAOSD, like HTC, like do what you can and get into it. Like for real, it'll change your life.
It will definitely will.
Yeah. Wait, now I'm curious. Like, what were you like as a breaker? Because I've only known you as Surge the K-pop stan or the Luna stan.
Oh, okay.
But what were you
Well,
like as a breaker?
it was really awkward. Cause like, I think I really liked, what is it called, like, style versus power. I did not do any power moves, but I did a lot of style, and like I really liked like footwork and like a lot of groundwork. And actually, one of the people that kind of helped me a little bit was Terrence. So I've known Terrence for quite a while.
Let's
He
go.
used to break a lot too. Um, but yeah, so I kind of used to just do like a lot of groundwork and a lot of ground moves, and that's that's about it though. Because when I started getting into the freezes, yeah, I was like, oh, this is too much. Goodbye.
Terrence here in the
um,
chat, he says that you were very top rock. That
yes, very top rock. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, very top rock. A lot of style moves. So I think that was mostly what I was into, and then because I think I feel like I had a flow or something, so that's kind of why I like that more. But yeah, no,
Yeah,
it was.
that's understandable. Yeah,
Mhm.
I think when it came to me, like everything I wanted to do with breaking was only power moves. I wanted to look cool. I wanted to be the it guy. You know what I'm saying? I wanted to do flares. I wanted to do head spins. I wanted to do windmills. But my body could not keep up with the workout. Like that's why I give so much props um, to so many breakers, especially like now that breaking is gonna be part of the Olympics. That's insane. Like these people put in the hard work as an athlete, and now they're finally gonna get recognized by a bigger organization than the Red Bull breaking community, right? And that's one of the main places to get your name out there as a breaker. Obviously, it's not the only one, but if anybody wants to see some really big power moves or great footwork, go to search up on YouTube Red Bull breaking competition, and you'll find it there. But like, I was never into just doing footwork like you, Serge. I really wanted to just go all out and just do windmills. You know what I mean? And so I think when it came to like dance overall, like if anybody knows my arsenal will always just be a coffee grind into a six step, into another coffee grind, into a kick up. That's the only like that's the max of what I can do, and it sucks. Like I kind of want to get into back into breaking, but I don't know. I really hope the breaking community comes back harder and stronger than ever, because I need some lessons. And
Yeah,
Serge, I need you there
I was
too.
gonna mention. I was. Yeah, I think the only thing the last time. Well, I guess the last time I remember like breakdancing was like at a performance for Heritage, like for K-pop a few years ago.
Hmm.
I did like this six step, and everybody went nuts, and I'm like, "What is the six step?" Yeah, because I didn't know what to do in that performance because it's like this little dance break that I had or whatever,
Yeah.
and it was for one of my favorite songs called Roly Poly. So I was like, okay, well, what do I do here? Do I like drop it? Do I twerk? No. So like I thought a bit last minute on stage. I was like, I guess I'll just do a six step, and then boom, I did that, and everyone just went nuts. And I'm like, okay, well,
Oh my
that's
gosh.
probably the last time I remember actually using like breaking in any sort.
Really?
Yeah, I mean, I could probably still do because I think that's something that gets ingrained into your muscle memory is like those like basic moves of like breaking for sure.
That's
For sure,
true.
for sure.
Yeah, the foundations will definitely stick with you over time.
Foundations will always be there.
Actually, I didn't know how to properly do the sixth step until one of our friends. He's in the core community as well. He's known as Kyle Tran. He came in to teach Archbishop McDonald dance team, and I was trying to teach people how to do the sixth step, but I didn't know how, and he did. So he came in and he helped, and that was great. But that refresher of how to do it properly, it stuck with me for the rest. Like ever since then till now, that's how I know how to do the sixth step. And so like I remember last year after I think it was K-pop rehearsals, I would be in the room with like Terrence, um, Denise, a couple of the other Mimu people. Yo, shout out Mimu, K-pop. Shout out to Apricity too. Y'all are great, K-pop. um, but yeah, so
Yeah.
I would be in the room with them after rehearsal, and me and Terrence would just start doing foundational breaking, doing six steps, doing coffee grinds. Terrence just asked if he's really everywhere and why we gotta add him. Bro, Terrence, you are like the center of me and Serge. like, I don't know why, but you are, bro. Maybe
Terrence.
maybe we should get Terrence in here for a podcast pretty soon. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah.
Yeah. But anyways, other than that, it's like I really did enjoy being in the breaking community. It's just the strengthening and the motivation. I just did not have it then. But I guarantee you, if we were to come back, it would be now. I would definitely be interested in becoming a breaker now.
Ooh, let's
Yes.
go. All styles camp.
All styles camp. Yeah, word. Not to mention HTC, all of like the members from last year, they helped me a lot with my freestyling in battles. Excuse me. But like I remember going to the HTC battle, and this man named Alexis, he is an amazing battler. He and I faced off at the United All Style battle and the HTC battle, and we became friends because he kept stomping on me. Like no cap, this man beat me in every single battle we went up against because he's just that good. But it's also because he had the foundation of popping, of locking, of animation, of breaking. Like he is such a good dancer, and I really aspire to be like him, honestly, because like I think the main thing from that is just like having love within the community. Like a lot of people would be like, oh, I can't wait to beat that guy next time I battle him, or I can't wait to wreck his style. Like no, I got mad respect for the boy, and it's all because like he's teaching me a lot, and honestly the only way to like give back respect is just to like praise him and like tell him like he's doing a great job, and that's what I've been doing, you know. So honestly, if I were to go back to the breaking community, Serge, I need you to do it with me because I do not want to be alone. That's also kind of scary.
I mean, one thing I can do is I can do a six step into a baby freeze.
Word.
My body needs some kind of strength, so I can do that.
I mean,
that's about it.
I can also do a baby freeze. Yo, if anybody's into yoga, you're easy for breaking. Easy. No,
Let's
don't
go,
quote me.
yes.
Don't quote me on that. I don't actually know.
You know, one group that I always looked up to was United One. They were such a sick group.
Yeah,
They were
yeah.
amazing, and they had
Word.
they were like the representatives of Edmonton breaking, and they had the community out there for a very long time. And like I always wonder what happened to like actually Dobie was a part of them. He told me that like they all just kind of went their ways, growing up,
Mhm.
have families now.
Yeah,
But they were a really sick group. I remember.
yeah. That's crazy. Honestly, like United One definitely had the Edmonton breaking community like on their backs, and they had so much respect. But honestly, we need a couple breakers to bring that back. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
But like let's not forget to mention K-pop. Like I am getting
What's
into
that?
K-pop.
I'm just kidding.
For those of you who don't know, K-pop is Korean pop music.
What? I thought it was oh man, I can't think of another country.
What, Japan or Philippines?
No, Another country that starts with a K.
Kazakhstan.
Yeah, I was gonna.
No, but honestly, like, I think if there's anybody there that, like, crap talking K-pop, I understand. I was in your position, but have respect for the community. Not to mention, like, all of these performers in the K-pop community, or like in like the industry, I should say, they are putting in hard work. Like, they do really well into, like, keeping their appearance up, keeping their adrenaline and stamina. And if you watch performance rehearsal videos, you can see how hard they go off every time. And so I think it's very important for MUDC to keep the whole K-pop culture. At first, I was wary of it. I was like, I don't know if we should keep it, but like, none of that now. Like, K-pop is here to stay, and it's honestly a good way to learn the foundational moves for in classes. Because if you can learn off of a YouTube video, like watching the rehearsal and like learning the steps through that, it's no different than actually being taught a choreo. You know what I mean?
Word.
So, if anybody here is a 17 cent, hit up Terrence. Stray Kids, let us know. But yeah, it's
Yes.
Stan
honestly,
Luna.
Stan Luna, please. Yeah, K-pop. I think K-pop was one of the things that blew up MUDC for sure. It was one of the only places that offered actual K-pop classes at the time. Like anyone can join, and I think a lot of MacEwan people found that, and they really liked it. That was a big attractor for the club, and it's kind of still one of the biggest things that we have, thanks to all the great teachers that we've had in the past for K-pop, and just kind of putting their favorite songs out there to teach. So
Yeah. But yeah, we're nearing close to the end of the podcast, and so I really want to open this up to the chat. If anybody has any questions, we're gonna wait a couple minutes to see if anybody has anything to say. I noticed Peter Lee, one of my friends from U of A, who is also on the League of Legends team, is in the chat. Thank you for joining. Thank you for following. I appreciate that. Caroline as well. I didn't get. Yeah. Thank you, Peter. Caroline as well. I didn't mention that you followed, but thank you for following. I see that. I saw that. We were just in the middle of a talk. But yeah, if you guys have any questions, I'll also read out the chat right now. It's Matthew goes, someone make a counter every time Cam inserts Shadow Terrence. Do we really talk about Terrence that much? Like, I don't know. It just seems like Terrence is like a normal part of our lives. You know what I mean? So it's like, it's kind of normal. But yeah, I really do appreciate you guys watching our first podcast on Twitch. If there's any changes we can make, let us know. If you guys have any questions, let us know right now. But we will be using Twitch for a lot more than just the podcast. We are thinking of ways to use it for classes, drop-in classes, and that way it's going to be free to you guys, for you guys to learn from many different instructors. Not only that, I have been thinking, and I was going to talk to Zenith, also known as Matthew Abada, about starting a gaming portion of MUDC, because we do game pretty often. But yeah, let us know what we can do. If I really want to move your photo search from your section of the video or of the live stream, because I just want them to show. I want to show them your profile picture.
Oh.
But it's okay. I'll just keep your photo up. People know what you look like now, and it's all good.
Stan Luna.
Stan Luna, indeed. Okay, well, I'm guessing that there's no current questions at the time. And it is 11 o'clock, as it just struck 11. So that is the end of our podcast. Sergio Gomez, thank you so much for being our first guest. Oh, wait. We did get a question from Al-Yam, Terrence. He is asking, is there any new covers planned?
Ooh, I don't know. Yeah, I'm in the talks with some friends to see if there's anything going on, and what we can do. So, oh, we shall see. Stay tuned. Stay tuned in the MUDC channel.
Word. Stay tuned. We can't expose too much yet. I am looking for people to, join me in a Jackson Wang cover, but
Ooh,
that is on hold
let's
at the
go.
moment.
Let's go. I know Daznell would love to be there.
I know, yeah. Does know? Let me know.
Jackson
Um,
Wang. Mm.
Jackson Wang. But yeah, thank you guys so much for watching. Sergio, thank you for being our guest. This
No,
has
thank you
been.
for having me. I'm very, very honored, and I'm very happy to be always helping out with MUDC wherever I can.
It was only suitable being the alumni president of last year. But yeah, this has been the first podcast of MUDC 2021. Thank you guys for watching, and thank you guys for tuning in. Stay tuned for
Love
some
y'all.
more.
Thanks for being faithful to MUDC. Let's go.
Exactly. Thank you very much for that as well. But yeah, other than that, stay tuned for more. Trying to get a new podcast out every Saturday, and will be posted on YouTube every Monday. So be sure to keep an eye out on that. Thank you guys so much, and we hope you guys have an amazing day.
Thank y'all. Have a good night.
Peace out.